almost never see a team that had a 6-point lead in the ball with about less than 30 seconds left. You almost never see that sequence of events happen. What kind of stood out the most with LeBron and Marcus Smart in the plays and how does that, if anything, symbolize the way you guys have been competing lately?
I mean, both those guys made big time plays. And before the game, at halftime, we've talked for the last 10 plus days just about elevating everything, and there's a first road playoff game, and you have to elevate your poise, you have to elevate your composure, recognizing that there's going to be moments where the crowd's going crazy or you get down, they make a run, whatever it may be. We weathered a lot tonight. We weathered a lot of turnovers. I thought our defense was fantastic. And then in that moment, just to have the poise to keep playing. And Smart made a huge play to get us into a one-possession game. And then coming out of that timeout, for them, we wanted to get a trap. And Rui and Braun did a good job of just putting pressure on Shepherd. And obviously we make the steal, and Braun hits a big-time shot.
And what was it like, just the swings, the emotional swings? What was kind of your focus on the sideline? And what
Next play. I mean, look, there's a lot of things that happened tonight that were not perfect, including some stuff I did. There was one timeout that I wish I could have back. Where they had the ball and it was a need play, and wish I had made a different substitution. But you just got to get on to the next play, and that's to me, is that a hallmark of poise. That's a hallmark of composure. We certainly had a lot of discussions both on the court and in timeouts about correcting some things. We probably made more mistakes tonight, and as a group, and not just the players. I mean, myself included. Probably made more mistakes tonight. It's tough to win on the road in the playoffs. And again, even without KD, they're a great basketball team, and that was a huge test for us, especially in that moment when we're down 6.
I'm sure there's plenty of the things that Marcus Smart does that are in the context of what you guys ask him to do as a coaching staff, but the stuff he does, like that, shooting the gap to get the steal with 30 seconds left, rebounds, lead it to 2 free throws to go up 4 in overtime. I imagine that's just him, right? And what's it like having a player that has that extra something to his game?
Right. I mean, he's a winner. He makes winning plays. Obviously, the steal was huge. The 2 plays in overtime that really got us the lead and kind of kept us in control of the overtime were on offensive rebounds, and that was Smart got one where he gets fouled. Chucking the ball to half court, he ends up getting a layup on that play. So as much as we have emphasized their offensive rebounding, we also want to crash. We also want to get extra possessions, and those 2 guys made 2 of the biggest plays of the night.
JJ, your 41-year-old, I think, sat for 1 minute and 53 seconds in the second half tonight. We talk a lot about his competitive stamina, but just his stamina tonight. What did you kind of make of his sort of performance, his physicality, and his ability to kind of weather all of that stuff tonight?
He had enough left in the tank, and I think defensively, both on the glass and just – my mandatory earlier than I normally would, to get a break, and then I used the use it or lose it at 3:30. So we all felt comfortable. I mean, we're having dialogue obviously with Mike and LeBron, so we all felt comfortable that he could sort of go the distance. But I always talk about the preparation that goes into this for greatness, and he's the ultimate at just preparing his body to play at a high level. Okay. Well, I think it's a number of the plays I already mentioned. It's the rotations. I think there were 3 jump balls in the last minute or so, and then a couple in overtime. So it's like everything that we needed to do, even when it wasn't pretty, we just kind of found a way to do it. And we're playing hard. I mean, that's you have to do that to put yourself in a position to win. There's some things we can execute better, but I thought from the beginning of the game we played with a sense of desperation, and we played like a team that was down, as did they. They played a great game as well, a hard fought game, and I thought we matched that.
JJ, you've talked a lot about kind of leadership from all of your players, but I'm wondering what it looks like in the huddle on the sideline when you have players like LeBron and Marcus who are so experienced, and it's a tight game. It seems like everyone on this team is just calm and poised all the time because you guys have players like those guys to lead you.
I mean, you got to have guys that have been in those moments before. I think whatever you want to call it, the instructions, whether it's a need play, whatever, the instructions, we make them clear. Those guys echo it. Everybody kind of knows what we're supposed to be doing, and I think there's a. I mean, we've been in so many of these games, particularly in the last couple months. Not going to win them all, but we found a way to win a number of these games, and I think our group has the experience in these moments.
JJ, at the pregame news conference, when a reporter asked you about the dunk from last game from LeBron, and you said there's another dunk. Well, when you saw the game like this, especially from LeBron rolling over to grab the rebounds, and I guess the last shot to get you guys to the overtime, do you think this is just another game for LeBron?
No, I always appreciate and don't take for granted what he's able to do. I've known him now 26 years, and I've watched him play for 26 years. We met when we were both about 15 or 16 years old, so always enjoy it. Always enjoy it.
JJ, before the playoffs started, when you had conversations with Marcus about being back in the playoffs, how much could you see he yearned to be back in this? It's been since, 2023 since he's been in the playoffs?
Well, I just could tell from our initial conversation that there was an excitement level when that word was even mentioned. I think we've talked a lot about guys like Luka or Steph or LeBron being on the stage and being a showman. I think there's an element with Smart of that as well, and I think it's the competitive stage that he really craves and really thrives in. Thank you.